Today I'm reacting to the watches used in Mafia movies. Like Mafia, like
Gangsters.
Gangsters. Is Scarface in this, no?
You have to find out.
Fair enough. The sponsor of this video, Revolut, wants to give all of you £20. But more on that later. Before we get into this video, please subscribe now. And if you want to buy or sell your watch, go to prideandpinion.com. Mafia movies. What is your most favorite Mafia movie?
I'm a big fan of Donnie Brasco.
Donnie Brasco is the bollocks. The Godfather Part 2.
There's a plane waiting for us to take us to Miami in an hour. All right. Don't make a big thing about it. I know it was you, Fredo. You broke my heart.
Was this Michael Corleone or something, right?
Corleone.
Michael Corleone is wearing a vintage, of course it's vintage because the movie is like 100 years old, Omega Constellation. The Omega Constellation was first introduced in 1952. And in 1959, Omega has asked a legendary designer, the designer of the Patek Philippe Nautilus, the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak, Mr. Gerald Genta, to revamp and redo the Constellation. Absolutely incredible. We call the dial a pipe and dial. The center of the dial is raised in comparison to the side of the dial. This is reference number 14381. An absolutely insane watch, I'm not gonna lie. I'm actually pretty sure that the bracelet on the watch that Michael Corleone is wearing is not made by Omega. This watch came on a leather strap. A lot of people loved it on the bracelet, so they had a bracelet produced for them.
So Michael Corleone is wearing an aftermarket bullshit watch.
Yeah, so basically Michael Corleone is wearing an aftermarket bullshit watch.
He's a gangster.
He's a proper gangster, like me. Because of the age of this watch is actually very rare. Unfortunately, there's not much demand on the watch because it's a really tiny watch. It's about 35 millimeters in diameter. An incredible version of this watch is still worth between $4,000 and $6,000. So if you want to buy yourself a watch that has a history and you love Godfather, buy this if you have a smaller budget.
Easy, lads. I'm sure you're all road men, gangsters, but I come in peace. Put the phone on the ground.
That's just class. That scene is class. The Gentleman, what a movie that is. This is a vintage Rolex Day-Date with a black dial, 36 millimeter in diameter, and of course known for its bracelet, the presidential bracelet. Yeah, that was a bit of a gangster's watch. And if you, for example, have watched The Sopranos, Tony was wearing a similar watch. Actually, exactly that model, but then with a champagne dial instead of the black dial.
Put the phone on the ground.
Now looking a bit closer, I actually think that this is an 1803. You know why?
Why?
An 1803 is really one of the earliest day-dates ever. But you see the raised glass on this watch. That's plexiglass, that's not sapphire. And plexiglass was used in the reference number 1803, meaning that this is one of the earliest Rolex day-dates ever. It was so old that it didn't even have a quick set. It's a glass watch, but it's a vintage Rolex. Didn't expect to see that, to be completely honest.
What's the price you talking?
A Rolex day-date 1803, depending of course if it's a full set or not, and depending as well on the condition, is worth from about $10,000 upwards to $20,000. It's still not very much popular. In 1977, Rolex introduced the 18038, which was the more popular model. Upgraded glass to sapphire, but as well the movement got updated with a quick set function. The 18038 had a single quick set function, so you were only able to quickly set the date. However, with the introduction of the 18238 in 1988, Rolex introduced for the first time a double quick set day-date, meaning that you were able to quickly set the day and the date. I'm actually so proud and ridiculously excited about today's sponsor.
Why is that?
It's Revolut, and I've been using Revolut for like 100 years. Revolut is a financial super app. As you know, I travel all over the world buying the most insane watches all over the world. Revolut is the app I solely use for every transaction I do. Revolut makes it so easy spending money abroad. I can use this card with countless amounts of currencies. When I'm in America, I can exchange pound sterling into US dollars with one push of a button with the best exchange rates possible. Another thing I really love is the ridiculous easy way of saving money with Revolut. I have set my account up so that Revolut transfers every Monday £250 into my vault. And a vault is Revolut's savings account. I really love these metal cards as well. You can customize it in all sorts. As I intend to lose my wallet quite often, Revolut makes it very easy to freeze and unfreeze your card with one push of a button. Next to this, you get extreme discounts on incredible brands like Adidas, Nike, like up to 40%. It's bonkers. You also get cash back at like ASOS. If you're a new customer of ASOS, you get like 12% cash back, meaning that when you spend £100, you get like £12 back. If you travel, or even if you don't travel, Revolut is by far the best financial app in the world, period. The app is completely for free. Download the app now using the link in the description and get £20 completely for free as a welcome gift.
Burgers on the stove. Get that quick.
Why does it smell of wee in here?
The f is this joke, man?
Don't stand near me, son. You got your mouthwash muddled up with cat piss. Take 2 steps back and wait your turn.
Come on, nigga, dickhead. Back to where?
It's very hard to see the exact reference number, but looking at the previous Rolex, it's a 16233, meaning this is a two-tone golden steel Rolex Datejust. In this case, it's done with a sapphire glass. 16233 is for me one of the best Rolexes you can buy today. However, it's 36mm. It is the OG Rolex and one of the most recognized and most important Rolex has ever produced. One of the most important watches Rolex has ever produced. Today, it's more often seen as a watch worn by man and women because of the size. And that's the watch. What is your man called again?
Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell is wearing here. I met Colin Farrell in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah?
Was that Colin Farrell? I think it was Colin Farrell.
Recently?
Yeah, with Simon. Let me call Simon here. I'm not good with all these famous people, mate. What was his name again?
Colin Farrell.
Yeah, I think it was him. Yo!
Mate,
Are you right?
no mate, I'm in bed with COVID, mate.
Oh no, COVID got you. You look like you've been hit by a truck. Did we meet Colin Farrell in Abu Dhabi? Was it Colin Farrell?
No, I don't think so.
There was an actor, a really cool actor.
Really cool actor.
What was his name? Something with Jared. Jared Butler.
Gerard Butler, yeah.
It was Jared Butler. It wasn't Colin Farrell. Sorry.
There's only one man to get me out of bed, and that is Gerard Butler.
Right, that's going on YouTube. Love you.
Mate, I'll catch you later.
Bye. Right, that wasn't Colin Farrell, it was Gerard Butler. Again, depending on the set and depending on the condition, I would value the Rolex Datejust 16233 starting from $6,000 upwards to $10,000. Casino.
I have to let them know I'm watching all the details all the time, that there is not one single thing I will not catch as I am over here. Look at that. Look at this. There's nothing. Look how many blueberries your muffin has and how many mine has. Yours is falling apart. I have nothing. What are you talking about?
That's some weird looking Bushkaroo. There's not much to say about that, is there? They haven't made a watch in like 30 odd years. They weren't that big at the time anyway and used mainly generic movements. And in this case, they used a generic quartz movement. Watch is shit. The value of this is nothing. They're not out there and no one wants it. Donnie Brasco! Unbelievable movie.
You never hear from the boss until he gets whacked. And then your whole life gets turned around.
Hey, look, you want to tell me where we're going?
I got sent for.
So what does that mean? You got sent for?
What does that mean? What do you think it means?
You don't want to go? You want me to turn around? I'll turn around.
What are you gonna do? Take a left off the bridge?
What are you gonna do? Take a left of the bridge! What a movie in Al Pacino. What a legend. Donnie Brasco is by far one of my favorite movies of all times. And the watch Al Pacino is wearing in this movie is extremely rare. This is something you rarely see. This is the Cartier Ceinture, a watch that was originally designed in the late 1920s. You see that bracelet? That bracelet makes this watch incredibly rare. That bracelet is made out of 18 karat yellow, 18 karat rose, and 18 karat white gold, all by Cartier. At this time, I wouldn't say that Cartier was a real watchmaker. It was just groundbreaking and revolutionary in their designs. I have only seen one of these watches with this bracelet in my life. And I think if you look online on, for example, Chrono 24, you'll only be able to find 3 or 4 of these watches in total. As we rarely see this watch on the open market, I can't really value this. The value is determined by as much as someone is willing to pay for this watch. But let me tell you one thing, this is one hell of a special watch. That's even more special when it's bought in Paris. You know that?
Yeah.
Because then the case back says Paris, and I think on the bottom of the dial it will say Paris as well. Scarface!
We still gotta take that to Florida, man. Do you know what that's like these days? You got the Navy all over the place. You got EC2s with the satellite tracking in them. You got the Bell 209 assault choppers up the ass, man. That's no duck walk anymore, man.
The Omega La Magique. A watch I've never seen in my life. I've only seen this on videos. A watch you can actually see through. You know why it's called Magique or Magic?
What?
You can see through the watch, but the hands are spot on in the middle. Doesn't look like it's attached to anything. It's mad. This is the La Magique, or the Omega de Ville La Magique, a watch that was only produced 261 times. It's ridiculously thin, 2.6mm. I know for a fact the exact version that Al Pacino is wearing is for sale right now somewhere in the world. I actually know where it is.
Where?
Can't tell you. I'm not going to tell you.
That's helpful.
If you want to look it up, it's reference number 1918523. Today's value of this watch sits between $11,000 and $14,000. This is a watch I would love to own for the simple reason that Al Pacino is wearing it in Scarface. Otherwise, I would never wear this watch. It looks weird as f***. Done. I'm tired. I'm now gonna chill. I'm now gonna spend some money with my Revolut card. I really want to thank Revolut again for not just sponsoring this video and supporting the channel, but also supporting me on my travels. Get Revolut and £20 for free. Link in the description. Go.